Hello YouTube, it's your Wednesday guy Parker here, and Madam Zeroni. This week, the topic of choice is tips for transitioning. The first thing that I want to note, more than anything else, is you need to make sure that you are able to take care of yourself before you decide to come out. I understand that this can be hard for a lot of people, but you do not want to put yourself in a situation where you're either homeless or losing any form of employment or ability to live. Secondly, I would recommend to make sure you have a good support group. This can be friends, family, groups on Facebook. There are a million of them. I'm actually in quite a few. If I can recommend a couple, I would recommend the FTM Brotherhood. That's where I know I've met a couple of the people that are on this channel, and a couple of other people that I would call pretty good friends, and definitely good support group. Next, I would say definitely get on counseling or seeing a psychologist. My reasoning for this is when it comes time, should you decide to medically transition, it will be that much easier for you. And you won't have to wait as long because, hey, guess what? You've already been going for counseling and whatnot for X amount of time. So that'll take away from possibly longer than you'd have to, be willing to wait on hormones. Now, like I mentioned before, I am from Canada. It is a little bit different here, I would think, than in the US. I had to wait about 10 months for my family doctor to finally refer me to an endocrinologist because of where I am currently living. My endocrinologist is 8 hours away. So, after I finally got the referral, I was told that I needed a psychological evaluation, and I needed to be living out for, I think it was 6 months, they said, before they would even consider it. And at this point, I had already been seeing my psychologist for a good about a year, I want to say, because I started going to counseling in September of 2013, I want to say. And then it was July of, either end of July, when I finally got told, okay, now it's time to go and have psychological evaluation. After that, what ended up happening was I went through all the steps necessary, got that sent out, and I didn't start hormones until August, when I finally had a teleconference type thing with the endocrinologist in question. So definitely get your ducks in a row on that one. It's gonna sound like a mean thing to say, but I know myself and quite a few other trans guys that I know, if you don't happen to be in a relationship when you start your transitioning, depending on how far you choose to go, you may want to choose to not see people while you're getting everything going. For me, my reasons are very selfish. I I don't think I want someone to have to deal with this. It's not an easy thing for a lot of people to handle. And, um, I tried once this summer and it ended pretty badly. So I'm taking that as my sign. You know what? Right now, I'm focusing on me. I'm focusing on my growth and my development. Um, what else? Pets. Now, with a support group, it is great. It is very helpful. But sometimes it doesn't give you the kind of affection or validation, I guess is a really bad word I'm looking for here, in regards to I, I don't even know where I'm going with that. Just in general, pets are a great way to relieve your own stress. And you know what? If you can give a little animal a great home, then hey, why not do it? The only other thing I can recommend is do your research. There are a lot of people that end up coming out either just before finally going for surgery and whatnot that, you know what, maybe I'm not trans. And you really want to make sure that this is the path that you feel you absolutely have to take, because once certain things are done, your chances of ever going back are pretty slim to nil. And I don't mean to be negative about it, but there are people out there, and I know somebody who went and had the whole kit and caboodle, male to female, and now this person's having regrets. It does happen. And the thing that everyone needs to realize in regards to dysphoria is that it never really goes away. As a person that also deals with depression linked to other things, depression never goes away. You just learn to live with it. And even as your doctors will tell you, when it comes time for the surgery, it'll never be 100% correct. You will never feel 100%. But it does feel a lot better than the alternative. I guess all I can say on this one is really make sure you know what you're doing. Do your research and try your hardest to make sure that this is the path you want, because it's not an easy one. It is not easy by any means. You lose people, you can lose your friends, you can lose family, and in the end you just need to be able to realize that, sometimes you gotta put yourself first. And a lot of people think that that is a very selfish thing to do, but it's all we can do sometimes. But I just finished a 12-hour shift and this video is already running fairly long, so I think it is time for me to go to bed and for Madam Z up here to go back into her tank. This has been Chat Time with Parker on Wednesday here on Transfused. Peace out from Canada.